What's up guys, Bumlock here. Today I want to make a little bit longer video. I'm on the PTR, 7.2.5 PTR, and I really wanted to make a video about the new trinkets that are coming in the Tomb of Sargeras, again in patch 7.2.5. Now, a little bit of a story, I actually made a whole video about this already. I posted on YouTube, and I actually made a mistake. I quoted some numbers being too high. I actually hit like a smaller target dummy, so I had to scrap the entire video. I'm going to remake it right now because I feel like this is really important, and I want you guys to have the best information possible going into Tomb of Sargeras. So anyways, I'm going to be looking at 4 trinkets today. We're going to be looking at the Charm of the Rising Tide, the Tarnished Sentinel Medallion, the Tome of Unraveling Sanity, and the Terror from Below. Okay, now again, I am on the PTR, so the damage here is going to be a little bit different from what it is on live, but it should still give you a good idea of what to look forward to. Okay, so on my character here, I just transferred over. I went ahead and removed everything that could be like a proc or could skew my test in any way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few tests with each trinket. It's going to be 2 minutes each. And I'm going to first do a baseline, and then I'll equip one trinket at a time and do some tests there. So the gear I'm wearing, I have the hood on, I have the bracers, so nothing here should really, it'll be pretty close from test to test. The talent choices I'm using for this, it's going to be Malefic Grasp, Contagion, Soul Harvest, Supremacy, and Soul Conduit, which is exactly what I'm running on live right now. Okay, now I will be switching from my streamer view, which is this right here, onto like a fuller gameplay, just so you guys can have a nice, better view there. I do use a 34-inch monitor, so I do output at that 21:9 resolution, but I squeeze it so you guys can have a nice view. Anyways, so without further ado, let's go to get started. You know, and really, I want to make this video just because I'm really hopeful for these trinkets, okay? I hope that I can get something that will replace my unstable Arcana Crystal, okay? I'm so tired of having it. I'm tired of wearing this item. I've had this since, I don't know, the first couple weeks. I got pretty lucky, okay? I've had this within the first couple weeks of being 110, because I think Wither Gym was around like 2 weeks in a row or something weird. It's been 865 this whole time, and it sims higher than everything else I've gotten. Whispers, I've got the one from Chronomatic, and I hate it. I hate it that I have to wear this item. I really hope that these trinkets can outshine that. Now I'm sure there's sims out there already that say that, you know, whatever, the data's already been ran on this, but I want to give you guys a live representation of what it will look like with these trinkets. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to do my base test. Again, simple rotation. It's going to be Agony, Corruption, UA twice, then I'm going to Soul Harvest and Drain, and I'll just keep draining until the UAs are gone, and then I'll recast my dots, and then do 2 more UAs. Now, in the event that I don't have enough shards, that's fine. You know, that happens all the time. I don't have any external buffs. I'm not going to pop a pot, so this should just be a real nice look at this, okay? So let me go and get started. We're going to do our base run really quick, and then once I do each run, I'll put up right here on the left-hand side of the screen just little annotations, how much damage total was done, and how much DPS I was doing. If I mess up for any reason, I'll just add them together or whatever. Anyways, let's go and get started. So I'm going to Agony, Corruption, going to UA twice, Soul Harvest, and Drain. I'm not going to pop Reap just because I want to get a flat, nice look at what I'm doing. Okay, very simple. Again, I'll go until Soul Harvest is off cooldown again. That way we have a nice little 2-minute test. Okay, now you guys can fast forward this part if you want. You know, it's up to you. You know, if you want to see how to do the affliction rotation, all good. Okay, so I'm hovering around 600k. This is not bad. And again, this is the raid boss target, so this should give you an idea of what it'll be like to do damage to the boss. And again, this is no trinkets on, so the damage is going to be a little bit lower, but that's not what's important. What's important is once I put one of these trinkets on, how much damage is it actually going to give me. Okay, go ahead and tap here. UA, drain. So I got about a minute in, about 34 mil damage, floating a little bit below 600k. Okay. And tap here again. Okay. Pretty standard stuff. About 50 seconds left. Yeah, I really hope these trinkets are good. I'm so tired of wearing Unstable Volcano Crystal, and I'm sure other people, you know, and the funny thing is, they talked about it too. I remember the developer Q&A, and someone had actually asked that question, you know, what are you guys going to do about Unstable Volcano?
Well, we think that the Tomb Trinket, you shouldn't have to worry about that, because the Tomb Trinkets will be pretty...
No. Here's what I see happening. Okay? I think it's just going to be out of control, and I think that this is just going to continuously be the best trinket for most classes. You know, even healers. It's absurd. It's absurd. Anyways, test almost over. Let me go ahead and just I'll UA one more time. Drain. And we'll stop right there. Pull my pet off. Let's look at that. About 68 mil. About 450k DPS. That's pretty good. Okay? That's pretty good. That's just, you know, no trinkets on, whatever. So now we have our base. About 70 mil damage. And again, I'll put it up here. That way you guys can see it nice and clean. Keep track of everything. And then let's go ahead and move on. So the first one I'm going to test is the Charm of the Rising Tide. Okay, I do have a variety of trinkets over here. These were all four on the vendor in Dalaran. You can purchase it from a vendor. That way they can, you know, you can find it easier. So, anyways, Charm of the Rising Tide, 2,063 intellect, which is nice. This one has a socket. I'm not going to put a socket or a gem in there or anything like that. It is an on-use trinket that reads, while you remain stationary, gain 575 haste every 1 second, stacking up to 10 times last 20 seconds. So 5,750 haste for, well, actually, once it actually gets up that high. Let's go and put this on. And I got it on my bars here. I'm just going to put it right here, and we'll go ahead and test it. So I'm going to keep this all, you know, nice and organized. We can kind of see the breakdown, and I'll kind of go through this before you can see how much each ability did. So UA did about 26 mil, Drain Soul, so on and so forth. This will be nice to see. This will be nice to see. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'll go ahead and make sure I'm on current fight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Agony, Corruption, UA, and then I'm going to Drain Soul and then pop the trinket at the same time. Okay. So let's get started. Agony, Corruption, UA. Okay, and I'm going to Drain. Okay. I'm going to try and keep up my rotation as best I can. UA, Drain. Okay. Now hopefully we should definitely see an increase, right? So it won't be a surprise if we see higher numbers from the first test. But what we're really interested in is seeing if there's going to be an increase from the different trinkets. That's what I really want to know about. Okay, and I'm trying to make as much of a controlled environment as I can while doing this as close together as I can. You know, this is all live, so I want to give you guys an idea of what this will actually look like. You know, it's one thing to run numbers and to run sims, and that's all great, right? But can you actually, like, what are you actually going to do when it's time to damage the target, right? What are the numbers actually going to look like? That's what's important. Okay. Now the trinket is going to come off cooldown before the 2 minutes is over. I'll go ahead and pop it just because I want to see, you know, in that 2 minutes how much damage it can actually do. Okay, go ahead and tap here. Just keep doing my rotation. Nothing too crazy. I don't seem to be getting too many fatal echo procs as well, so that's kind of good. Just kind of keep everything in line. Okay, about 15 seconds on the trinket. Again, I'll pop that when it comes up. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not trying to, you know, redrain over, you know, some procs or, you know, extend it or do anything special. Very simple stuff here. Okay, and this is going to line up pretty nice. So I'm going to UA, pop the trinket again and drain. Okay, you see the nice little animation there. It's kind of cool, I guess. There we go. You can see my buff in the top right-hand corner. Okay, got about 8 seconds left before Soul Harvest off cooldown. Go ahead and drain 2 more times. And we'll stop right there. Okay. So, about 72 million damage. I think that was a nice little increase. Not too bad. Not too bad, okay? Alright. So that was the Charm of the Rising Tide. That's pretty nice. Let me take a look here. I think this one was my first test, so about 79 million damage on my base. Then this test was about 72 million, so about 3 million damage there. You can see the differences here. I'll pull these up each time, that way you can do like a stare and compare. Alright, looks good. Okay, but now we're going to see if this trinket stacks up to the other ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on current fight. I will take off this trinket, replace it with the owl. We'll go ahead and go into the nice little view here so you guys can see. Now, stuff does get cut off, so I apologize about that, but what's important is seeing the numbers here. Okay, so let's make sure I got everything good. Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and start. So let me move this over right there. A little bit easier for me to push. So again, same thing, Agony, Corruption, UA, Soul Harvest, and proc the trinket at the same time, and then just keep my Drain Soul on until UAs fall off, and rinse and repeat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, test number 2. This again is with the Tarnished Sentinel Medallion. Okay, 1272 mastery. On use, call upon a spectral owl to attack your target, inflicting 102,000 arcane damage every 0.9 seconds for 20 seconds. Your range attacks and spells against the same enemy have a chance to make the owl perform an additional attack. So that's kind of nice. We'll see how that does. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Agony, Corruption, UA, Soul Harvest, Trinket, Drain. Okay. Oh, you can actually see a little guy comes out. What's up, buddy? I see you. You helping me out? That's cool. Wow, already I can see a nice little burst there. So this trinket might be pretty nice on use for maybe any priority targets. You know, maybe like a big ad comes out. I know there's a couple fights. I think the first one, there's like a big Naga that comes out that has to be killed, you know, as soon as possible. That could be pretty helpful there. Could be pretty helpful on later difficulties, you know, heroic and mythic and whatnot. Okay. Do you notice that this trinket does share a cooldown with Soul Harvest? So that will be a nice little lineup if you do happen to get this one. You can, you know, just make a macro, queue them together. And we'll just continue here. Got about a minute left. Damage is floating around 680k. I think that's a little bit higher than it was before with the previous trinket. But we'll have to look at our example and make sure. Okay. So about 45 seconds left. Again, just doing standard stuff, making sure I'm not running out of mana. Making sure I'm maintaining my Agony at 10 stacks. Now, I get a lot of questions from my guild. People, you know, I've been telling them, hey, we need more Affliction Warlock, and they don't like the rotation, or they think it's like difficult or something. I'm not really calling anybody out, but this is really as simple as it gets. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, right? I mean, it does get a little bit more in depth than this, but really, I could make this rotation on one button, really, if I with a macro, which maybe I'll make a video about that. Who knows? Anyways, got about 10 seconds left. Just going to try and squeeze out everything I can here. And we will stop it now. Okay. So about 78 million damage. That's definitely, I think that's the highest one we've had so far. Excuse me. And about 611k DPS. Let's take a look at our previous ones here. So this is our base. About 69,550k. And then let's look at this one. 78 million. So almost 10 million more damage. Okay. Almost. And I think this was other test 72, so from 72 million to 78 million. Okay, so I would have to say that this owl is pretty strong. You know, it does give me mastery, so that is a good stat, but the charm actually give intellect. So let me make this nice and big so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so that was the Tarnished Sentinel Medallion. Definitely a winner. Okay. All right, so next we're going to have the Tome of Unraveling Sanity. Okay, 2200 intellect. On use trinket as well. It's going to deal 403,000 shadow damage over 12 seconds. When this effect ends or the target dies, you gain 2,755 critical strike for 12 seconds, plus any time remaining on the effect. What I think this means, and it does sound pretty self-explanatory, is it's going to give you the dot on the target. It's going to do additional damage. If the target dies within that window, then if it's less, like let's say if it dies in 5 seconds, you're then going to get 7 seconds additional on top of the 12 seconds of the critical strike. That could be good. That could be good. Again, maybe in situations where you have a high priority target, needs to go down quick, you need some extra crit. Could be pretty useful. Okay, so I got this on my bars here, got it on my character. I'm going to switch it over to the 3rd position, and we'll go ahead and go back to this view here. Okay, make sure I got everything set up here. We're on the current fight. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get started. Just another 2-minute test. Agony, Corruption, UA, Soul Harvest, Trinket, Drain. Okay. Now, interesting, this trinket is actually on a minute cooldown, which means that you'll actually get more benefit from it more often, which is nice. Okay, so you can see on the side, you can't really see my buffs, but I do have the crit going right now. Nice little burst there. I think the owl was actually giving me a little bit more burst. You know, I could have maybe had a lucky fatal echo proc or something. I don't think I did. We'll see. I'll go ahead and life tap there. UA, drain. I'll UA one more time, then drain. Okay. So sitting around 580k, almost 600k damage. It's pretty nice. Okay, and again, we'll do a nice little comparison at the end. So I got my trinket coming up again. I'm going to finish this drain, and then I'm going to life tap, and then I'll do my rotation one more time, my drain cycle, and then we'll prop the trinket. Okay, so I'm going to tap here. Going to Agony, Corruption, UA, Trinket, and Drain. Okay. And notice it actually does put another icon on the target. That way you can, you can keep track of this with whatever add-ons you use. It's all good. Okay. Got about 30 seconds left. Damage is getting up there. We're sitting about 55 mil, almost 600k DPS. And just trying to do a decent job of trying to make this as controlled as possible, nice and even across the board. That way the tests do seem useful, right? Okay, about 15 seconds left. Just keeping up my rotation here. Now again, this getting a certainty, right, it's going to take a little bit more time. I wouldn't really listen to too many examples of sims right now. All right, we're going to end the test there. So I kind of went over just because I was talking, but it looks like it still looks like the owl did a little bit better on that test. So if we take a look back, we have this right here. Yeah, it was a little bit over. Yeah, still looks like the owl outperformed just by a small margin, even though I went over just a little bit. Let's take a look at this. We can see the Insidious Corruption did almost 1 million damage. The damage is, it doesn't seem like it's scaling. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it kind of is. I don't know. No, because I procced it twice, so I don't know. I definitely see an increase of UA damage, but that could have just been for me going over just slightly, but still looks like the owl is the top contender so far. Anyways, let me switch back to stream mode and we'll take a look at the last trinket. Now this one I'm very excited about. You know why? Because it's an equip trinket, meaning I don't have to actually push the button. Okay, I know a lot of people don't like having to do that. They just, just want to put it on and forget about it and just let me get the damage. Although the reverse side is maybe sometimes the trinket procs in times where you're moving or stuff like that. So maybe being able to control it is a little bit better sometimes. I don't know. Anyways, so this is the Terror from Below. This gives you 1100, almost 1200 critical strike. Your range attacks and spells have a chance to summon a behemoth from the deep to swallow your target whole, dealing 736,000 nature damage split amongst you and all nearby enemies. So the reason why I messed up on my video last time, why I'm having to redo this, I had this trinket on and I was standing, I was in Undercity, and there was a target dummy, the raid target dummy, and then there was the old world modifier target dummy that had it was not an elite. So when this trinket hit, it did like a 26 million damage crit, and I thought the trinket was broken, and I was super excited. I posted it, and someone actually mentioned like, hey, you hit a smaller target there. So I realized that I'm not actually smart. So anyways, redoing this so we can get a nice clean comparison, and you guys have some good information to go off of going into the tomb. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I got my pet right here. We're good to go. Again, I don't have to proc any other stuff, so I'm just going to pop Soul Harvest right when I start my rotation, and we'll see how this does. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Make sure I'm on current fight. Okay, and let's go. Agony, Corruption, UA. Now, the cool thing about this is it actually has a really cool animation. Like, water comes from your feet and launches towards the target. We'll see if we can get that to happen here. There we go. Man, that still hit pretty hard. I mean, it wasn't 26 million hard, but that still hit pretty hard. And we can definitely see exactly how hard that hit once we review the numbers at the end. Okay. While this is happening, I'm going to go ahead and drain. UA, drain, and let me switch back here. There we go. A little bit easier on the eyes. Alright. It's got about a minute left. Send about 600k DPS. A little bit higher from the other tests, so I'm excited about this trinket too. This could be a good thing. The big question is it going to outperform? Oh, there we go. Hit again. Wow, it looks like it's critting for about 2 million. Assuming that that's the number from the trinket. And the animation is just sweet. Imagine doing some world PvP, and then you just land on somebody, and the shark just comes out and attacks them. That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. All right, here we go. About 20 seconds left. Send about 61 mil damage, about 600k DPS. This is nice. Nice little damage boost every so often. Okay. About 8 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and just finish off this drain here. 3, 2, 1, and we'll stop right there. Stop right there. So 75 mil damage, about 600k DPS. Not bad. Now, just from me knowing what the other tests were, it definitely seems that the owl, go back up here, the owl was the top contender there. Okay, I like it. I think if if I do get an opportunity to get these trinkets, this will probably be my go-to. Terror from Below and the Tarnished Sentinel Medallion. I'll just macro this medallion onto my Soul Harvest, and I think I'll be okay. I like it very much. Again, I'm going to put the damage numbers up. You're probably already seeing them. That way you can kind of follow along throughout the video and, make a call for yourself. Anyways, guys, that's it. I'll go ahead and end it here. All I wanted to do is just show you guys what these new trinkets are going to be doing for you. Are they going to replace the Nighthold trinkets and unstable Arcana Crystal? I hope so. I really, really hope so. I'm tired of using Whispers. Whispers is nice. I do like the damage buff or the speed increase, but then you get slowdown, and that's just rather annoying to deal with, and I'm just tired of wearing an 865. So at a very minimum, I just hope that one of these trinkets will let me replace my Arcana Crystal. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. The response I've gotten from my videos, I've only done a few of them, has been awesome. Okay, I've gone from like 13 subscribers that were just my buddies up to like 200 subscribers now. I mean, that's incredible. It's been, you know, just about a week. So for everyone that's subscribed, thank you very much. For anyone not subscribed, I'm glad that you're here watching. I do enjoy doing these like live videos. I try and do, you know, minimal editing. I want to give you guys a nice experience, you know, of you know, some good content here. So that's what I'm trying to provide you guys. I'm gonna keep making this stuff. So if there's something you want to see, let me know. You know, you guys can talk down in the comments below, ask me questions. I'll try and answer them the best I can. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Anyways, I'll head out of here. Please make sure to like, dislike the video, whatever, comment. Make sure to subscribe too for more content. I'm going to be posting videos as much as I can. I do work a full-time job, so and I raid, so I'll try and get these out as often as possible. You can also catch me on Twitch. I do stream my raids. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're working on Mythic Gul'dan right now. We're working on Phase 2, so if you want to get some pointers there. I'm actually the raid leader, so you'll be hearing me call stuff out and going over strats and stuff. So if you want to look at that, check me out. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting when I'm going to make some new videos, or I'm going to be streaming or stuff like that. If you want to ask me questions, go ahead and do it there. I'll leave the description. I'll leave it in the description below. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope I helped you. Let me know what you think. What trinkets do you want to use? Or maybe you don't want to use them at all. Maybe you want to keep your Whispers in the Dark. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. See ya.